I love peanuts.
So what do you want?
Peace on earth and goodwill towards man.
Over here.
Peace on earth and goodwill towards man.
I just want her number.
Winnebago. I want a Winnebago.
And welcome back to the Retro Review. I am the Bearded Geek, joined as always by Mikey the Freak.
What's up?
And Steve.
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, sorry about that little technical difficulty trying to get to the intro, but that's
Winnebago!
all right.
I need my Winnebago. I'm trying to find my Winnebago.
Yes.
With wings.
A flying one? A flying
Only one man gives me the raspberry. Lone Star!
Speaking of, we are about to review the movie Sneakers. And if you haven't figured that out, but before we get into it, let's check out that trailer.
Yes, let's.
They probably hadn't figured it out yet.
No, I went right into Spaceballs.
All right. Sneakers.
Sneakers.
This LTX-71 concealable mic is part of the same system that NASA used when they faked the Apollo moon landings. Worked for them. Shouldn't give us too many problems.
They break and enter.
I love that he's
cars in position on the fire escape.
Mother's
in the cable vault.
He has nothing to do with everything like you.
But they're not thieves.
We're getting too old for this.
They know your secrets.
Conspiracy theorists. That's the word.
But they're not spies.
Gotta be there somewhere. What's he doing?
Mr. Bishop, do you mind if I take a look?
Carl, grow up.
I give you something to work, baby.
So people hire you to break into their places to make sure no one can break into their places?
It's a living.
Not a very good one.
Yeah, but it pays my fucking
got
bills.
a new
it paid my bills.
National Security Agency. That'll work
I
for the
get
government.
so upset every
Marty,
time
it's
I
just
watch
everybody
that
on your
movie.
team has had some sort of problem in their past.
Now what are you saying? The NSA killed Kennedy?
Everyone except
No,
you.
they shot him, but they didn't kill him.
Bishop
He's still
doesn't
alive.
They may not want the job,
Liz, I need your help.
I will not be dragged back into your world.
but they don't have a choice.
We don't want to bust you. We want to hire you.
We're the good guys, Marty. Can't tell you what
Are you,
relief
though?
that is, Dick.
Your job is to find that little black box.
We got it.
Holy cow. What the hell is this?
There's a war out there, old friend. A world war.
Oh my God.
How is this possible?
It's not about who's got the most bullets. It's about who controls the information.
Anybody want to shut down the Federal Reserve?
Hey, don't screw around with that thing. It's all about the information.
So it's a code breaker.
No, it's the codebreaker.
This is actually a really good trailer.
Can you guarantee my safety?
Where is
That's a cool
Can
little
you guarantee
playoff.
my safety?
Martin, you've got trouble.
He's
Here, maybe this might
lying.
help.
He's
A buddy of mine
lying.
was in Desert Storm, sent it to me. Of course, he was on the other side.
Now give me the box, Marty!
I'm an excellent marksman, woman.
I'm Carl.
There's a fire escape at the end of the north corridor. Go directly north, about 30 yards.
5 seconds.
Hang on, fish.
Hang up. They've almost got us.
It's actually a pretty solid trailer.
Of course.
Yeah, I really like that.
Oh,
Right.
director of Field of Dreams. Now we know why Timothy Busfield's in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why Buzzfield's in this one. I didn't know that.
Now, before we get into it, really quick, before I forget to say, in the beginning of the movie, they break into the bank. The next day, they go into the bank during daylight. Did either of you recognize what other movie that bank is from?
I'm guessing it's from the one that we reviewed not too long ago.
Let's
No.
see. They broke into the bank. It looks like the one from Blank Check.
No, Jim Carrey's The Mask.
Oh, The Mask. No, I didn't know that. Fun
Did
fact.
not recognize
a little
it.
early.
It's the same. It's the same bank that Stanley Ipkiss works at.
Oh,
Okay. Very
I
cool.
was thinking too. I was thinking Spider-Man.
Hmm.
The
No,
big
that's
one at
just
the
Joel
beginning.
McHale.
Yeah. All
But
right,
we
Steve, why don't you
watched
tell us a
Sneakers.
little bit more
Spider-Man.
about Sneakers?
Sneakers, absolutely. Coming out in 1992 with a running time of 2 hours and 6 minutes. My IMDb does not want to catch up. A security pro finds his past returning to haunt him when he finds his unique team are tasked with retrieving
Struggling.
that is that description that they give us on IMDb is basically what we get. Cast as Kingsley, Robert Redford. Was that? What's up? Did I?
You are delaying.
Well, you are way delaying out, man. And that's why we do this live, folks. It's so much fun.
We call it like every other word, but that's okay.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense. Now you have to use like a little pictograph or some kind of
you got to break the code
to figure out what Steve's saying.
Exactly.
And now he's there. You go.
Shit.
I don't know.
Well, then I'm not even going to give the soundtrack. If it's going to glitch out when I go on a page, I can't even give the soundtrack.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're doing good now. Yeah, you're doing good now.
I got it. Yeah, because I'm not on another page.
Got you. All right,
Robert Redford and a bunch of other people find themselves in a situation with too many secrets. That's your fucking.
What'd you think about it on rewatch?
Oh man, I did rewatch time and time again. This movie came out in 1992, so I would have been 9 or 10 years old, and I have been enjoying it my entire life. Every time I watch it, if I'm not in a great mood, I'll put on Sneakers. It's the first movie I remember Stephen Tobolowsky from. It's just like such a solid main cast, supporting cast all around. Great script, great story. Great. There's nothing bad about this movie. Nothing bad about this movie.
No, I fully agree. Mikey the Freak, how about you?
What did you think on rewatch?
No, I mean, I've always enjoyed this movie. I do remember this movie. My brother really pumping this movie up because he liked Robert Redford at the time when it came out. Excuse me. And I remember him telling me about it. So I remember watching it about around the same time it came out, probably maybe a year or two after that. And I'm like, because I like Dan Aykroyd, of course, from Ghostbusters 2, and so forth. So I really enjoyed this movie. And I think what makes it so fun and interesting is about, the secrets and the CIA or the KGB or the mafia, that those kind of organizations where there's so much out there, and we kind of figure out there is a little black box, or there is something that can, break codes on everything. That stuff. Some of that stuff probably exists out there. So it's interesting, and it opens up a whole new world. Even though it's a movie, it's kind of cool to be like, hey, shit, this stuff might exist, and everybody's trying to get their hands on it, and they'll kill you for it.
The little black box is on his desk between the pencils and the lamp.
Yeah. Yep.
Whistler, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're blind. Don't look. Listen.
Yeah, David did such a great
job. I could quote this goddamn movie all day long. I love this movie.
Well, This was not my first time rewatching. This was my first time watching this movie at all. And I really enjoyed this movie. I loved the tech aspect of it. I loved the almost spy-esque aspect of it. It was really, really good. And I believe this was the first time we've had Robert Redford in one of our movies that we've reviewed. I can't think of any other one that he's been in. Yeah. And Sidney Poitier. I don't think they've been in any of the movies we've been in so far. So that's kind of cool.
A lot of the movies we'd watch.
No.
Too early.
So it was really cool to be able to watch something on this channel with them in it and enjoy it as much as I did. I really enjoyed this whole movie, right down to the very end. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Steve, what would you rate this movie, sir?
Oh man, I don't know how many times I'm really gonna really give out this rating, but for me, this is a solid 10 out of 10.
Nice.
I love this. This movie was amazing upon first viewing, all the way to the last time I watched it. I could literally, I know so much random shit about this film. I don't know if it's in your facts, but like Stephen Tobolowsky in most of his scenes, it's all improv. Like when he's talking about monkeys eating from the bottom of cages, like that's not scripted. That's just him going off the top of the dome. No, I absolutely love this movie. Like I said, I could quote it every year for Christmas. I have been with my wife for 14 years, and every year for Christmas, she asks me what I want, and every year I say peace on earth and goodwill towards man.
I get it. Mikey the Freak, how about you? What would you rate this movie?
To me, it's a solid 9. Like I said, I love the movie. It is, it's kind of dated with the electronics and the stuff that they use, but I think that's kind of cool. That's what makes it interesting of what they used back then compared to what we use now. But yeah, the cast, supporting cast, everybody all around. Sir Ben Kingsley is one of the villains. So absolutely excellent movie. But yeah, I mean that's a solid 9 for me. What about yourself?
I'm gonna give it a solid 8.5. I really enjoyed the movie. It's I don't know if I'd go back and rewatch it, but I definitely
I
I
would.
enjoyed it while I watched it. So
You're
I'm gonna give
gonna
it a good
rewatch.
solid 8.5. Was
Oh,
that?
You're gonna rewatch this.
yeah.
I'm gonna
And
rewatch
I
it.
and I definitely would recommend it to
Oh, hands
anybody just
down, yeah.
because of that. Yeah.
And it like Mikey the Freak said, the dated technology that didn't even bother me at all because you got to understand when this movie came out, so you got to understand the outdated technology on it. So yeah, I definitely that didn't bother me at all. So
And let's also bring up, because I don't know, Mikey, I don't know who you have, but let's also bring up the fact that Donald Logue is in this fucking movie.
Who?
Donald Logue,
yeah,
he's from Blade. He's the guy that gets his hand cut off a bunch in Blade. He's in Confidence.
he's in
Anybody?
this movie.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the mathematician.
Hmm.
He
Okay,
was
Come
on
on, the redhead guy.
he was taught he no the
Oh.
I don't think, did he have red hair? No, the guy, the mathematician that they got on tape having sex with that woman. He was
that
on
was him.
he was on
Really?
he was on Gotham. He played
Yeah.
Gordon's
He.
partner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I know who you're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about now.
Yeah,
Yeah. I didn't know his
Wow.
real name.
he's the
He.
mathematician.
I
Yeah.
didn't recognize him at all.
He
Did
was
not
in he was in
recognize
a
him at all.
sitcom years ago that I watched.
Yeah.
Of course, I can't remember the name of it now, but it was a
Yeah,
sitcom he was a star in.
yeah.
Well, I
I
have
remember
some
that.
facts about this movie. One of the reasons River Phoenix took the role was he was so deep into the psychosis of this character in previous movies that he wanted a low stress money gig movie, which for him was this movie.
Yeah.
And to prevent the project from being thought of as a kids movie by being rated G, Philip Allen Robinson intentionally added profanity to the script.
Sidney
And
Poitier, I believe, does drop a motherfucker in there.
he did. He did. Dan Aykroyd wears a T-shirt bearing the name Alec. Words are hard. Alcaz Addict, Aleka, Aleka's Addict, a band formed by River Phoenix. So there you go. So he wears a band shirt from River Phoenix. My God, I struggled through that whole damn thing. Mikey.
That was a fun walk down a long path for a short story.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, it was
Right.
bad. That was bad. That was really bad. Steve, what do we have for soundtrack for that?
So for the soundtrack for Sneakers, we're gonna have main title, Too Many Secrets, the Sneakers theme, Cosmo ... old friend, the handoff, planning the sneak, Platonic's break-in, the escape / whistler, goodbye, and ... and the blind shall ...
One of those soundtracks.
And that's the soundtrack. Mikey the Freak, what do we got for related reels?
Oh, I don't have. There is nobody in this movie worth a damn.
Nope.
No,
Nobody's a bunch
We'll
of
see you
nobodies.
next week, ladies and gentlemen.
nobody. We'll see you next week. I put I went with some of the off the wall. I didn't do Dan Aykroyd. We've done Aykroyd so many times. No, he's in every 80s and 90s movie we've done. David Strahan. So Godzilla, Dolores Claiborne, and then what I remembered him mostly from, other than this movie, was The Bourne Ultimatum as Noah Vosa.
My God.
What?
That's Jason Bourne.
I know. I love that part. Robert Redford played Bishop. Of course, The Natural, an excellent baseball movie. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and Ordinary People. So one of the three biggest ones I know him from. And The Sting. Was he not in The Sting? Academy Award for The Sting?
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll say sure.
Yeah, I think so. Sidney Poitier. So I did go with Sidney Poitier since we haven't seen him in any of the movies. A lot of his stuff was back in the 50s and 60s when he was younger. He stopped acting around 2001. So that's why you don't see much from him after these movies. But and we just lost him a couple years ago. So In the Heat of the Night, which was an excellent movie. And then The Show with Charles O'Connor.
Sure.
Yeah.
Carol O'Connor.
Carol, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry.
Wait, Jesus was on a show? What was it again?
He was in
the
Passion of the Christ.
He's in every background scene.
Passion of the Christ. He's in Rio. He doesn't ever move. He's in Porgy and Bess, and then A Raisin in the Sun, which everybody has seen in school. A Raisin in the Sun.
I have a quick question.
I love Raisin.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
Jesus.
And it was Robert Redford. It's Robert Redford and Paul Newman in The Sting.
Okay, Paul Newman was the other one. I was unsure about Robert Redford because I was thinking Paul Newman and not Robert Redford. I thought I had them mixed up. So, yeah, so that's it. That's what I got.
All right. Well, as we come to a close, Steve, where can people find you on your podcast that you hardly release things on?
Oh, that's...
That you hardly ever do anymore.
You can just stop. You can just stop. This segment right here, we can just cut that. We'll just...
Ladies and gentlemen, he has more publicity and he's a lot more popular on our show, so he just decided not to do his anymore.
I just cut the other one. I spend so much time here.
He loves our show. He sold the old company and he's invested in ours.
Yeah. Make sure you check out the Mod Squad, the sister channel to Back to the Retro Review, where we have a bunch of shows over there, and we go live every Saturday night with a giveaway. If you like what you've seen here, make sure you do all the YouTuber things. Give us a good old thumbing.
You'll always love what you see. You know you do.
Yes. And you'll always want to give us a thumbing.
Always.
Make sure you hit that
see
like,
me on the
subscribe,
streets, make sure you give me a thumbing.
See me on the street and catch these fucking hands.
I love a good thumbing.
Yes.
You know who you are. You know who you are.
It's called milking the prostate, Mikey. It's called milking the prostate.
You know who you are. I have fans out there that love to see me get thumbed.
And you can find Mike on onlydads.com.
Check out my feet. My big toe. My God.
All right, guys. That does it for this episode of Back to the Retro Review. So for Mikey the Freak and Steve, I am the Bearded Geek saying, if we don't see you again, thank you for being a friend.
See ya.
Oh,
I'll get my Winnebago.